So this time, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about staffing. So first of all, Psalmist Scribe, thank you for submitting this request. I know you asked specifically about writers, but I'm going to tell you how I bring in everybody so that way you can have a good handle when you begin to expand past writers, okay? So let me just first start off by saying there is a very simple rule that I have when it comes to people, right? It goes like this: hire good people, give them all the tools and the resources that they need to be successful, and then get out of the way. Hire good people. Hire good people. Not good on the inside, but they need to be good on the inside, but they also need to be good at their job, right? Give them all the tools and the resources that they need to be successful. Give them the tools that they need to be successful. Meaning that a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we want to get in and do stuff ourselves because we feel like that's the best way to go. No, you're not good at everything. Let's just be honest right now, and take whatever it is you're not good at and hand it to somebody else that is good, but give them everything that they need so they can do that job well, and then get out of the way. Getting out of the way is the hardest thing that we can do because we're control freaks, right? We want to know who's doing what over here, what's going out over there, what's being said, because at the end of the day, it comes down to the bottom line, right? Is it going to cost us money? Is it going to make us lose money? We don't want that because we're entrepreneurs. We want to make sure that money flow keeps coming, right? Well, here's the thing. If you hire good people, you give them all the tools and the resources that they need to be successful, and then you get out of the way, you inherently are going to make more money because you have the people there that are going to support you. What I do when I'm looking for staff, doesn't matter who I'm looking for, especially if I'm in an early stage venture and I don't have the money to pay everybody, because I don't use debt. That's a whole other video we'll get into later. I don't use bank debt, lines of credit, loans. I don't use anything. Everything I do is using my own money. But when I'm trying to bring in these people and I'm trying to figure out how to pay them, I sit down with them and I say, hey, listen, this is what I can afford to pay you. I know you're worth way more than this. I do. But this is what I can afford to pay you today. Can you help me out? If you can, you're first on my list when I start making more money to pay you more money. If you can't, I completely understand. We'll part ways as friends. No problem at all. And I tell people that, and I'm completely transparent with them about it. Now, sometimes people look at me and they look at my organization and say, you built this huge company. You're doing all these different things. How do you not have the money? You're just trying to be a cheapskate. Nope. Everything costs money. Everything does. And your job as an entrepreneur is to manage your budget, to make sure your budget is running smoothly. And frankly, you can't afford everybody. Some people don't want to work with you. They don't. But the reality is that you have to offer what you can. So you start off saying, hey, listen, how much do you need? And then you say, okay, I can work with that. It's in my budget. Let's figure this out. Or they'll say, no, I can't work with that at all. It's way too much. Can you come down a little? Can you do this part-time? How about if I pay you a little bit here and I pay you a little bit over there? You can work out a deal. The key is to ask them what their needs are, right? Because you may be talking to somebody that money is not their need. They may need a little bit of money, but really what they might need is access. So I'm gonna give you an example with writers in particular, writers and photographers. A lot of times they need the ability to demonstrate a portfolio to other people so they can get more people in. If you're saying, hey, listen, if you come and write for me and let's just throw out a number, okay? You say, I'm gonna pay you $15 an article. An article has to be at least 1,000 words, okay? That's what you can afford. Okay, no problem. You say, listen, I know that may not be, if they balk at it, I know that may not be the rate that you want to get paid. I can understand that. But I'll tell you what, every article that you write, not only would I put a credit of you on my website, I'll also put a picture of you and all of your socials so you can link the article to all of your socials. That's a huge boost for them because anytime you start sending people to your website, they see their name all over your website. They're like, wow, this person's a phenomenal writer. So now when they go off and try to work for the New York Times or something, they can point back to your website and all the places their article's been picked up since and say, hey, that was a good investment for me. Offer them things like that because that you can offer them. Now, here's the thing. If you don't have the money at all, you do have something. You're starting a magazine. You got the magazine. Find people, every advertiser that you talk to, especially the ones that say, oh, I can't afford this. Say, hey, let me ask you a question. You're a good writer by any chance? Yeah, I'm an okay writer. It's okay. How good are we talking here? They say, yeah, well, I mean, I got straight A's in school and all my writing classes. I'll tell you what, Why don't we trade? I'll give you a magazine ad and we can run the ad for a year. In exchange, you can write articles for me. I need 5 articles a month. Is that a good deal? People will jump on that so fast. I think I've talked about the barter before. Maybe I need to make a video about that too. But if I do, just leave it in the comments and I'll make a video about bartering and how I do bartering. But that's an invaluable tool. If you can figure out how to figure out what their need is, and before you figure out what your need is, it'll take you a whole lot further. Take the time to figure that out. And then you can do that with all of your staff until you get to a point where you can afford to actually pay them more money. Because people will take the journey with you if they feel like you're willing to allow them to take the journey with you. People don't want to feel like you're sitting up here all high and mighty making all the money while they're toiling away in the dark room somewhere. They want to know that, hey, we're all in this ride together. And that's the thing that matters most of all. Psalmist Scribe, thank you very much. Hey, I think I'm supposed to tell you guys to like, share, and subscribe to these videos. Totally space on that every time I'm making a video. But if you would, I greatly appreciate it. And hey, I'll try to get better at making videos sooner, just for y'all. All right, see you next time.